Marley was dead to begin with. There is no doubt whatsoever about that. Scrooge and he had been partners for I don't know how many years. Scrooge was his sole executor, his sole administrator, his sole friend, and the only man who mourned him, if Scrooge can be said to have mourned at all. Scrooge never painted out old Marley's name. There it stood, years afterward, above the warehouse door. Scrooge and Marley. It was bitterly cold, and the fog was thick as pea soup on that Christmas Eve of 1843, when Scrooge sat busy in his counting house, with his clerk nearby, trying to warm himself at a candle.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle!
Bah, humbug.
Christmas a humbug, Uncle. Surely you don't mean that.
Of course I mean it. Merry Christmas indeed. What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Come, Uncle, what reason have you to be dismal? You're rich enough.
Away with Merry Christmas. What's Christmas to you but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes around with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart.
Uncle!
Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it, but you don't keep
Well,
it.
then let me leave it alone, then.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come and dine with us tomorrow.
I'll see myself in hell first.
I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you. Why can't we be friends?
Good afternoon.
I am sorry to find you so resolute. We've never had a quarrel, you and I, but I came all this way to give you the greetings of the season, and I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. So, a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
And a Merry Christmas to you, Bob Cratchit.
Thank you, sir. A Merry Christmas to you, too.
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Marley's dead. In fact, he died 7 years ago this very night.
Oh, I am quite sorry to hear it. But I have no doubt his generosity is well represented by his surviving partner.
Humbug.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provision for the poor and needy who suffer greatly at this present time. What shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
Ah, you wish to be anonymous then?
I wish to be left alone. I don't make myself merry at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. Good afternoon. You'll want all day tomorrow, I suppose.
If it's quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient. It's not fair. If I was to hold back half a crown for it, you'd think you were being abused, no doubt. And yet you don't think me ill-used when I pay a day's wages for no work.
It's only once a year, sir.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have it. Be here all the earlier the next morning.
Oh, yes, sir, I shall. I certainly shall.
Father!
Hello, my dear son.
Father, I've been waiting for you.
Let's go by Cornhill and watch the children play. Someday you will be there too, playing with them.
I feel that I'm getting stronger every day.
And do you remember what tomorrow is?
Christmas Day!
And I am to have the whole day off to celebrate with my family.
Hurrah for Christmas!
Oh, Scrooge. He was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, he was. A squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner, to be sure. Scrooge always took his melancholy dinner in the same melancholy tavern, and this night was no different. He read all the papers and beguiled the rest of the evening with his banker's book before he took himself home to bed. He lived in chambers which had once belonged to his deceased partner. They were a gloomy suite of rooms. It was old and dreary, for nobody lived in it but Scrooge, the other rooms being all let out as offices. Upon arriving in his chambers, Scrooge took off his cravat, put on his dressing gown, slippers, and his nightcap, and sat down before the fire.
How's this? Ah! What do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
All right. Who were you then?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
I don't believe it.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because a little thing affects them. A slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheat. You might be an undigested bit of beef, a blot of mustard, a fragment of an underdone potato. Ah, yes, there's more of gravy than of grave about you, whatever you are. Ha, ha, ha. Mercy, dreadful apparition! Why do you trouble me?
Man of the worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I do. I must. But why have you come to me?
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link, yard by yard, and wore it of my own free will. Is the pattern strange to you? You would not know the weight and length of the strong coil you bear yourself. It was as long and as heavy as this 7 Christmas Eves ago, and you have labored on it since. It is a ponderous chain.
Oh, Jacob, old friend, please, speak comfort to me.
I have none to give. I have little time. My spirit never walked beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hole.
But you were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business! Humankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, forbearance, and benevolence were all my business. The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business. Oh, why did I walk through crowds of fellow beings with my eyes turned down and never raise them to that blessed star which led the wise men to a poor abode? Were there no poor homes to which its light would have conducted me? Hear me! My time is nearly done.
I will, Jacob, but please don't be hard on me.
I am here to warn you that you have yet a chance of escaping my fate.
Oh.
A chance I have procured for you, Ebenezer.
Oh, you always were a good friend.
You will be visited by 3 spirits.
Is that the chance that you mentioned?
It is.
Oh, well, then I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first tomorrow, When the bell tolls 1.
Can't they come all at once and have it over, Jacob?
Expect the 2nd on the next night at the same hour. The 3rd upon the next night, when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate. Look to see me no more, and for your sake, take care that you remember what has passed between us.
And so Scrooge lay in his bed and thought and thought and thought it over, and could make nothing of it. The more he thought, the more perplexed he was, and the more he endeavored not to think, the more he thought.
Was it a dream, then? A quarter past. Half past? A quarter to it. Ha! The hour itself. And nothing else. Ah! Are you the spirit whose coming I was told about?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the spirit of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
What brings you here?
Your welfare, of course.
I can't think of anything more conducive to my welfare than a night of uninterrupted sleep.
Your reformation, then. Take heed. Rise and walk with me.
Good heaven. I was bred in this place. I was a boy here.
Do you remember the way, Ebenezer?
Remember it? I could walk it blindfolded. Why, there's David Masterson. And Robert Estes. Hello!
These are merely shadows of the things that have been. The school is not quite deserted. Look, a solitary child, neglected by his friends, is left there still.
Poor boy. My mother died giving birth to my sister. My father grew morose and seemed to begrudge us both ever after.
Brother!
Fan!
Little Fan, you've grown.
I have come to bring you home, dear brother.
Home, Little Fan?
Yes, home, for good and all. Father is much kinder than he used to be. He was in a pleasant mood just the other night, so that I was not afraid to ask him once more if you might come home. And he said, yes, you should, and he sent me to bring you. Ebenezer, Father has arranged an apprenticeship for you. You're to be a man and begin your career. You'll never have to spend another moment in this dreadful school. But first, we'll be together all Christmas long and have the merriest time in all the world.
Your sister was a frail creature and often ill, but she had a large heart.
So she had. You're right about that, Spirit.
Come, Ebenezer, pack your things. The carriage is just outside.
Are you sure Father is ready to have me home?
Oh, yes, I am sure of it.
But where am I to apprentice?
You will work for a wonderful man, Mr. Fezziwig, who keeps a warehouse. Now come, we mustn't keep the carriage waiting.
Your sister died a young woman, but she did have a child, as I recall.
Yes, a son, my nephew. His name is Fred Hollowell.
Your nephew, Ebenezer, the only family you have left.
Yes, that is true.
Come along, Ebenezer. It's time to see another Christmas. Do you know this place?
Know it. This is where I was apprenticed. Look, it's old Fezziwig, bless his heart. Oh, Fezziwig alive again. And there's Dick Wilkins. We were the best of friends.
Yo-ho there, Ebenezer! Dick, no more work tonight, my boys. It's Christmas Eve. Clear all this nonsense away. All of you, we must make room. Life is too short for all work and no play. I say, it's time for a party. Hit-ho, Dick. Cheer up, Ebenezer.
It's such a small thing to make these silly people feel so much gratitude and joy.
Small thing.
Is it not? After all, what did he do, this Fezziwig? Spent a few pounds on a party? Does he deserve such praise as this?
It isn't that, Spirit. Mr. Fezziwig has the power to make us happy or unhappy. He can make our work pleasant or miserable, or just in the way that he looks at us, in the way that he addresses us. 1,000 little things add up, until the happiness he gives is as great as if it cost a fortune. And
What is it?
nothing.
Something, I think.
No, it's just I would like to be able to say a word or two to my clerk just about now, that's all.
Come, Ebenezer, my time grows short. Look.
Belle.
I know it matters very little to you. Another idol has displaced me, and if it can make you as happy as I would have tried to, I have no reason to cry.
What idol has displaced you?
A golden one.
Now there's a double standard for you. All the world speaks so vehemently against poverty, yet it condemns the pursuit of wealth just as harshly.
You fear the world too much, Ebenezer. All your hopes have merged into one hope of eluding the disdain of others. I have seen your nobler virtues fall away one by one until nothing is left but one master passion, the pursuit of profit. It consumes you.
What then? Even if I have grown wiser and more astute, I haven't changed my feelings toward you.
Oh, Ebenezer, our promise to one another is an old one. We made it when we were young and poor and happy to remain so until we could improve our fortune together by patience and hard work. But you've changed. You're not the same man. Tell me, Ebenezer, if all of this had not happened, would you seek me out and try to win me now? A poor, dowerless girl with nothing to bring to a marriage? Just as I thought. You may feel sad now, Ebenezer, but I've no doubt that you will dismiss the thought of me very soon, as if you were glad to have awakened from a bad dream. May you be happy in the life you have chosen.
I don't wish to see it. Show me no more. Spirit, remove me from this place!
I told you, these are shadows of the things that have been. That they are what they are. Do not blame me.
Please, I beg you, take me away from here. I can bear no more. No more!
After this mighty struggle, Scrooge was conscious of being exhausted and overcome by an irresistible drowsiness, and of being in his own bedroom once again. He barely had time to reel to bed before he sank into a heavy sleep.
Ha 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 ha! Come here and know me better, man. I am the spirit of Christmas present. You have never seen the likes of me before, eh? Ha 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 ha!
No, never.
Take hold of my robe, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Where, pray tell, are we going?
You will see.
What has ever gotten into your precious father, then? And your brother, Tiny Tim? And Martha, wasn't this late last Christmas by half an hour?
Here I am, Mother!
Oh, Martha, how late you are.
We had a great deal of work to finish at the milliner's last night, and a great deal to clear away this morning.
Well, never mind. You are home now. Sit down and warm yourself, dear.
Father will be home any minute.
And did little Tim behave himself in church?
He did. As good as gold, and better. Somehow he gets thoughtful sitting by himself so much, and thinks the strangest things you ever heard. He told me, coming home, that he hoped the people saw him in church because he was a cripple, and it might be pleasant for them to remember on Christmas Day who it was that made the lame beggars walk and the blind men see. But he is growing stronger every day. I just know it.
Martha, help me with the goose.
Such a goose! Oh, just smell the sweet.
A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
God bless us!
God bless us, everyone!
I had no idea Cratchit had a crippled son.
I wonder why.
Tell me, Spirit, will the boy live?
I see a vacant seat at this table, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
No, No, there cannot be. Say he will be spared.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, none other of my race will find him here. But what difference does it make? If he is likely to die, then let him die and decrease the surplus population.
You use my own words against me.
And now, dear ones, a toast. To Mr. Scrooge, the founder of our feast.
The founder of our feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear, the children, Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, when one would drink the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Ebenezer Scrooge. No one knows it better than you, Bob.
My dear, have a little charity.
Oh, all right then. I'll drink his health for your sake and the day's sake, but not for his. Long life to him, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I've no doubt he'll be very merry indeed and very happy.
To Mr. Scrooge.
To Mr. Scrooge.
To
Mr. Scrooge.
I think it's time for a song.
A Christmas Carol.
What shall we sing?
He said that Christmas was a humbug. He believed it too.
More shame for him, Fred.
He's really a comical old fellow and not so pleasant as he might be. However, his offenses carry their own punishment, and I have nothing to say against him.
I'm sure he is very rich, Fred. At least you always tell me so.
But his wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't do any good with it. He doesn't make himself comfortable with it. And I sincerely doubt he would ever consider benefiting us with it.
Well, I have no pity for him.
Oh, but I have. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself, always. Here, he takes it into his head to dislike us, and he won't come and dine with us. What's the consequence? He loses some pleasant moments, which could do him no harm. I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not. I think I might have cracked the old boy yesterday, if I do say so myself. He has given us plenty of merriment, I am sure, and it would be ungrateful to not drink to his health. Here's to Uncle Scrooge.
Uncle Scrooge!
I would normally take offense at such tasteless banter and laughter at my expense, but however, in the view of the general gaiety of the occasion, I am inclined to overlook it. I take it I am in the presence of the spirit of Christmas yet to come. You are about to show me shadows of the things that have not yet happened, but will happen in the time before us. Is that not so, Spirit? Spirit, I fear you more than any spectre I have seen. Will you not speak to me? Very well. Lead on, then. The night is passing fast, and it is precious time to me. Lead on, Spirit. Why, I know those men, and this place, it's the stock exchange. It's a second home to me.
No, I don't know anything about it either way. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Why, what was the matter with him? I thought he'd never die.
God knows.
What has he done with his money?
I haven't heard. Left it with his company, perhaps. I only know he hasn't left it to me.
Well, it's likely to be a cheap funeral. I don't know anybody who would go. Suppose, make up a party and volunteer?
I don't mind going if a lunch is provided. I must be fed for all the trouble it's worth.
Have these men no sense of decency or decorum? Spirit, what is this? Why am I seeing this? Surely there is someone who feels some emotion caused by this man's death. Show that person to me, I beg you.
Oh, finally you've come, Thomas. What have you heard? Is it good or bad?
It is bad, I'm afraid.
Are we ruined, Thomas? Did he deny you the extra time you asked for? Has he evicted us?
No, there is hope yet, Caroline.
Only if he repents, that old miser. Nothing is past hope if such a miracle has happened.
He is past repenting. Dear, he is dead.
Dead? Oh, God be praised! Oh, Lord, forgive me.
I thought he was merely trying to avoid me, but what I had been told is quite true. Not only was he very ill, but he was dying even then.
To whom will our debt be transferred?
I don't know, but before that time we will be ready with the money. And even if we weren't, it would be bad fortune indeed to find a creditor who was as merciless as he. We may sleep tonight with light hearts, Caroline.
Spirit, I ask to see some emotion connected with this man's death, and you show me only pleasure. I demand to be shown some tenderness connected with the death.
It must be near time your father comes home.
Past it, rather, but I think he walked a little slower than he used to these last few evenings, Mother.
Yes, I've known him to walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder fast indeed, but he was very light to carry, and his father loved him so. That is, it was no trouble at all. Oh, is that your father now?
I went by there today, is why I'm late. I wish you could have been there. It would have done you good to see how green it is. But you'll see it often. I promised him that I would walk there every Sunday to visit him, you see. But guess whom I saw today? Fred Hollowell, Mr. Scrooge's nephew. I met him on the street. He saw that I was a little down, and, well, he is the most pleasant-speaking man you ever heard, and so I was not afraid to tell him. And this is what he said to me. I am heartily sorry, Mr. Cratchit, heartily sorry. And he pledged to be of any service he could to us. He even gave me his card and said I should call on him at home. But it's not for the sake of anything he might be able to do for us, so much as for his kind way, that I am thankful. It really seems as if he had known our Tiny Tim and felt with us. And I've got good news for you, Peter.
What is it, Father?
Mr. Hollowell told me that he has been able to secure an apprenticeship for you. You'll begin at 8 shillings a week, starting Tuesday next.
8 shillings a week?
But however and whenever we're parted from one another, I'm sure none of us will ever forget poor Tiny Tim, shall we?
No, never, Father.
Spirit, something tells me that the moment of our parting is close at hand. I know it, but I don't know how. Tell me, the man who was spoken of, the one who died, tell me who he is. Before I draw nearer to that stone to which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of the things that will be? Or are they the shadows of things that may be only? The course of a man's life, if persevered in, will determine certain ends. I accept it. But if he departs from those courses, the ends must change. Say it is so with what you show me. No, it can't be. Am I that man? Am I the man who died, whom no one mourned? Say it isn't so, Spirit. Say it isn't so, Spirit! Hear me. I am not the man I was. I will not be the man that I must have been but for your intervention. Why show me all this if I am past hope? Surely your nature intercedes for me and pities me. Assure me that I may yet change these shadows that you have shown me by a changed life. I will honor Christmas in my heart, and I will try and keep it all the year. I will remember the lessons of the past. I will live in the present. I will live toward the future. The spirit of these three will strive within me. I must not shut out the lessons that they teach. Oh, tell me that I may sponge away the writing on this stone. Where am I? Wait, what day is this? It's morning, but what day? How long have I been with the spirits? I don't know what to do. I feel light as a feather. I'm happy as an angel. I'm merry as a schoolboy. Oh. Hello! You boy! What day is it? No, wait, don't be afraid, my boy. What day is it?
What day is it? Why, it's Christmas Day.
Christmas Day! Are you quite sure, my good fellow?
I should say I am.
Oh, then the spirits have done it all in one night. Well, of course, they can do anything they like. Of course they can. Do you know the poulterers down in the next street, the one in the corner?
I should hope I did.
Oh, what a wonderful boy. Remarkable boy. Do you know if they have sold the prize turkey that was hanging up there?
What, the one as big as me?
What a delightful boy. Pleasure talking with him. Yes, my buck, the one as big as you.
It's hanging there now.
Is it? Why, then you must go and buy it. Yes, go and buy it now. Go and buy it and tell them to bring it round so I can give them directions on where to go. Come back with the man and I will give you a shilling. Oh, come back with him in less than 5 minutes and I shall give you £1/2. I'll send it to Bob Cratchit's. He won't know who sent it. I won't tell him. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim. Oh, Tiny Tim. Oh, Tiny Tim will live. On my soul, Tiny Tim will live. They did it all in one night. Oh, the spirits of Christmas past, present, and future shall strive within me. A Merry Christmas to everybody! A Happy New Year to the world! Oh, my dear Mr. Howell, how do you do? I hope you did well yesterday. It was a very good thing you do, a very good thing.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yes, that is my name. I fear it isn't pleasant to you. Please allow me to ask your forgiveness.
Yes, sir.
And will you allow me the goodness to donate this?
Lord, bless me, my dear Mr. Scrooge, are you quite sure?
If you please, not a farthing less. A great many back payments in it I included, I assure you.
My dear sir, I don't know what to say to such generosity.
Don't say anything, please. Come and see me sometime. Will you come and see me?
Why, of course.
Oh, thank you. I am much obliged to you. Bless you. And a Merry Christmas.
Now, who can that be?
I don't know. No one's expected at this hour.
Hello, Fred.
Uncle Scrooge?
The very same. It is I, your Uncle Scrooge. I recall an invitation you made to me yesterday, and to come and dine with you. If that invitation is still in force, I should like to accept.
What? Why, I don't know what to say.
Well, you could say, bah humbug. A retort I heartily repent of and shall never use again. Or you could say, come in.
Come in? Why, of course you shall come in. Hurrah! Uncle Scrooge, you have made us both very happy. Oh, may I introduce my wife, Janet? Janet, my Uncle Scrooge.
Oh, my dear, it is plain to me now why my nephew chose you among women. You are indeed every bit as lovely as I have heard.
Why, thank you, Uncle Scrooge. We're very happy to have you here.
I am sorry for the things I said about Christmas, and sorry for the poor reception I gave you yesterday, of which you were so undeserving. I see the image of my sister in your face. I loved her, you know, and she you.
I know it, Uncle Scrooge. She loved you very much and wished until her dying day that we should always be close.
And so we are, Fred, and so we shall be. So we shall be.
Morning, sir.
Mr. Cratchit, you are late, sir.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by coming here at this time of day?
I am very sorry, sir. I am behind my time. It's only once a year, sir. It shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday with my family.
Now, I'll tell you what, my friend. I am not going to stand for this any longer. And therefore, I am going to double your salary! Yes, Bob Cratchit. I am going to double your salary, sir. And a Merry Christmas to you. A merrier Christmas than I have given you for many a year. And from now on, I shall endeavor to assist your family in any way I can. And as for Tiny Tim, he will walk again. I know it. Now, you needn't say a thing. Come with me. We will discuss the particulars over a bowl of smoking bishop before you so much as dot another I, Bob Cratchit.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city knew.
God bless us, everyone.
God bless us, everyone.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to